Hi folks, Pete here from Ashton's Cars, and today we're looking at a Land Rover Freelander, Freelander 2 to be precise, and the facelifted version of that car. This one's a 2013 model. It's the TD4, it's the GS model, so the 4-cylinder 2.2 litre turbo diesel engine, which I find is a really reliable unit, a much more solid unit than the 2 litre TDI that you get in some later Land Rover products. These are a brilliant car, actually. This particular one is finished in a very nice metallic red. It's done 105,000 miles. And, well, it is in very good condition. We'll take a look around it together now. Always been quite a fan of the Freelander 2. I think it's a good-looking car, in fairness. And, ironically, Land Rover went and replaced it with a Discovery Sport, which is an inferior product. These are much better than Discovery Sports, ladies and gentlemen, especially because of that engine. That 2.2 TD4 engine is a really good engine. Really good engine. Solid. It's got a cam belt, but as long as you've had that replaced, this one's been done, 89,000 miles it was replaced at, you've got a really good solid engine that doesn't really give too many problems. Unfortunately, the later cars with the 2 litre diesel engine has got a cam chain, and it suffers with no end of issues, and it's just a very problematic unit in all. So Land Rovers seems to have gone backwards in a little bit with their cars. This one might be 11 years, well, nearly 12 years old now, but they built these properly. So this particular car, it's done 106,000 miles. Cam belt was done at 89,000. It's been pretty well looked after by the previous owner. It's got some service history with it, which we'll put down on the listing. Tyres and wheels are all in good condition and good order on it. And well, I think it's quite a good looking thing. It's one of the later ones as well, so it's got the keyless starting on it. So I'll show you how that works when we get inside. Let's first of all show you the space that you got on offer, because a lot of people buying these are going to be buying them as a big family sort of wagon, and there is plenty of space in it. Nice level lip to get into the boot here. I think there's a false tray under it, and then you've got a full size spare wheel, something of an oddity these days. You don't see many cars have that. You've also got 12-volt socket in the boot, which you can power a little mini fridge or something if you wish back here. That's a really good sized boot, that is, and it's very easy to get things in and out of it because of that flat load area. So really nice and practical, and of course the seats do fold, so you can really make the most of the space on offer. Now when we get into the back of it, as you would expect, there's a fair bit of space in here. The Freelander might be the smaller of the Land Rover range in 2013, but it's still a decent sized car. About the same sort of template, the same sort of footprint as something like a Mondeo, and about the same sort of amount of space inside as well. So plenty of room in the back of here for 3 adults at a push. If you've got sort of 2 or 3 children in here, they're going to be more than happy with the space on offer. And these seats are proper folding items. This comes up and folds forward. This back then folds down on top of it, and it does fold flat to the rear load area. So you do have a proper, big lot of space in this car when you fold those seats down. So very practical. This is the GS model, so you do have electric windows both front and rear on a GS. And of course it does have rather nice leather interior. It's quite soft leather, that is. I don't know if you can see me squishing the seat there. It's got a really nice feel to it. They did a few revisions on these Freelanders. So the 2013 model's got a few extras that you didn't get on earlier years. One of them is that keyless go. So you get a nicer looking key, which you just have to have on your person to get in the car and start it. And it also has an electric handbrake as well, so it means that you've got a slightly cleaner looking interior design without any sort of obstructions. I'll just climb in behind the wheel and show you what we've got in here. So I've actually got 3 keys for this car. I've only got one on me at the minute, but I have got 2 spares as well. That little message on there is because the radio stays on until you lock the car. So ultimately it'll shut down in 3 minutes apparently. Well, we're not going to wait for that. We're going to just put our foot on the clutch, press the start button by here, and fire her up. So the dials do a little sweep like so, and then she coaxes herself into life there, and as you can hopefully see, it's 0 degrees outside. That's scary, isn't it? And 106,000 miles on the clock. Let's turn that off so we don't have any copyright infringements. What we have got though, and what was kicking in there, is the media system. It is hooked up to my phone currently, so it's playing music by Bluetooth off my actual phone. I've got my playlist just on shuffle currently. That's a really good thing though. If you want to listen to podcasts and stuff on the go, you can do that through this radio. It's also got a traditional radio on it as well, and of course your Bluetooth for your calls. It's a much neater looking system than you get in the earlier models. Earlier cars, you'll see a much more fiddly looking thing here, and a sort of hole there, unless you've got the top of the range one, where you can just put bits and bobs. But this is much tidier looking, much cleaner, and these dials very intuitive and easy to use, even if you're wearing gloves. And that's one of the beauties of this sort of age of a Freelander, is that it was designed that you could use it as an actual 4x4, what it's designed for. So you can use these controls even if you were wearing gloves, you were on a farm or something like that. The pedals are well spaced out, so even if you're wearing big chunky boots like I've got on today, they're easy to use. The car is very easy to drive, and it has the most fantastic driving position with a really good view of the road. And when you look down the bonnet, you can see that the edges of that bonnet are raised slightly. That is to give you much better indication of where you are on the road. It's great if you're green laning, because it means you know where every corner of the car is, but also it's very good if you're just driving around town, because it's much easier to sort of be aware of where you are on the road and place yourself properly. So this command driving position, as they call it at Land Rover, is absolutely invaluable. It's the best of its kind. No other four-wheel drive has this amount of visibility all around it, and this much glass area for you to view out. Land Rover just get it right in that department, and that's why their products are so popular. And that goes right the way from this Freelander through to the Range Rover models. They're all very, very good for that. There is something about the way these cars drive that I love. It's a bit of an X factor thing. You can't put your finger on it, but they are very pleasing to drive indeed. This GS model, I think's got just the right level of spec that I'd want, because it's got the heated seats on it. I do like heated seats, and they've got multi-adjustment. I've also got cruise control on my steering wheel there, and of course the Bluetooth phone, which I was showing you on the audio system there. All those things add up together to make it more practical and more easy to use in modern day Britain. But this car's still got enough straightforward ruggedness about it to make it a very usable four-wheel drive as well. The ground clearance is good. It's got the four-wheel drive system, including on here the special programs that you get on these Land Rovers, on the later ones, so you can flit through road, that's snow, I think, mud ruts and desert, depending on what sort of terrain you're on. That in itself is a really, really good system that's not bettered by anyone else. And we've even got hill descent control here, so we can press that and the car will sort of slowly take you down very steep, slippery slopes in a safe manner. These cars are really, really good at doing what they're designed to do. There's nothing else really can compare with a Land Rover off-road. But the good thing about the Freelander 2 is it's also good on the road, and most importantly, it's reliable and solid. So if you're looking for an affordable entry into sort of Land Rover ownership, don't go buying a washed up high mileage Range Rover or Range Rover Sport. Get a decent spec Freelander like this, Freelander 2, because these are incredibly good value for money now, and they're still a really, really good car. And as I say, the newer models, the Land Rover Discovery Sport as they call it, is not anywhere near the car that this is. So actually, there's no point in getting anything newer. These are the best they did. Don't believe me? Come and have a test drive of it. Or better still, give us a call and we'll deliver it to your door. My number is 07932 873 646. And if you're interested in this car, please give me a ring, because it is available for sale currently at Ashton's Cars. We're happy to take your old car as part exchange, and we're happy to arrange delivery of this car anywhere in the UK. That number one more time is 07932 873 646. I really do think these Freelander 2s were sort of the peak of this sort of mini Land Rover era. They've gone downhill since. I'm not a fan of the Evoque, if I'm being honest. It's a bit too fancy and squishy, and it doesn't really have enough purpose to it for me. And you already know what I think about the Discovery Sport. Mostly the fact that it's got a really, really troublesome engine in it. But the Freelander 2, this particular year and spec, is a very, very good year for Land Rover. If only they could have just carried on making cars like this. So, I hope to speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Please comment below if you've had one of these cars before. Let us know your thoughts on it. Hopefully you've had a good experience, but I'm interested in hearing from everyone. So comment below, let us know your own experiences of Land Rover Freelander 2s, and of course, if you've had a Discovery Sport and think I'm talking rubbish because it's the best car ever, feel free to put your view in as well. I'd be interested to hear from you, but I personally think these are the cream of the crop. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day wherever you are, and we will hopefully see you very soon. Bye for now.